Yeah, on my. And now I will open the presentation again. And yes, today we will continue to listen to Antony's adventures in Russia. Yes. And so this meeting is traditionally dedicated to Stalingrad Victory Day. And I'm very pleased that we are doing it again. And we are joining people not only from Russia, but UK, and even the UK embassy today sent the greetings to the community on Telegram, on their mass media, remembering Stalingrad Victory, that it is important. And I'm also pleased that it is the third video conference for me today. One was dedicated to Russian-speaking community abroad. The other was international conference for public diplomacy. And this is the third, and this is connections between UK and Russia. So welcome everyone, and the guest speaker is Anthony Gardner tonight. Yes, so let's start. If people will join us, I will just let them in. And so we made first video with Anthony about his trip to Russia, about our trip to Russia in December, while it was fresh. And I'm glad that we are doing the second part now, because he visited, we actually visited, we spent 1 week in Moscow, 1 week in Volgograd, and 1 week in Saint Petersburg. And actually Saint Petersburg was his initial dream to visit. But I explained to him if he would like to visit Saint Petersburg, he need to visit Moscow and Volgograd first. And then he will tell you what happened next. Now he said that Volgograd is the best place to live in Russia. So yeah, so we have his video about first days in Russia on YouTube, and it is Anthony Gardner West Midlands channel. And I will play a small video about, I think, actually, first day in Moscow.
Irочka has joined us.
Yes,
hello.
Yes.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
So nice to see you.
Thank you. I'm just, yeah. Yeah. And that is actual trip to Volgograd. So 20 hours on the train, which Anthony couldn't understand what to do on the train for 20 hours.
But
Yeah. As we arrived, it was the day of Mother's Sunday, November the 26th. And after the frost in Moscow, it was quite warm in Volgograd, +12.
Таня, дай вулиці присутствуй. Мам, дай поработать-то нормально мне. Ну,
what was the temperature in Volgograd when you were there?
+12, yeah.
Cold.
Above 12.
Yeah, in Moscow it was -15, but in Volgograd +12.
Jumper weather.
Yeah. Have you visited your relatives, Oля?
Yeah, we managed. I
Mhm.
managed to say hello to them.
How about friends in Volgograd? Have you visited them?
Yeah, yes.
Met Victor.
Coventry Street, yes. We visit some friends and Natalia Alshuk. We met with Natalia Alshuk.
Yeah, Natalia.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good. Have
Yeah.
you been to the university? Did you talk to students? Did you manage to talk to students?
Medical university. Yeah, and we'll show another video with
Mhm.
meeting with students. So it was -15 outside, but inside it was just Anthony couldn't stand it, how hot it was in Russia.
Yeah.
He isn't used to our central heating system.
Oh, it's too warm.
Too warm?
Yeah.
No, Anthony, sometimes when it was really like 35, it wasn't warm.
Yeah, I can imagine.
In the flats, it wasn't
Yeah.
warm. Yeah.
Mhm. So now, Anthony, please tell us your impressions. So these are some hints of what you were doing in Volgograd on November
Oh,
the
well.
26th. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The first day there. Well, I noticed the difference with the weather from Moscow. It was a lot warmer and like damper from the Volgograd river. It's like different, and it's because it's like along the river. It's a really nice city, and it's very clean. I noticed how clean it is to like living in Coventry and places like that. How nice and clean, and also how fascinating the buildings are with Soviet build. How well engineered they are. Absolutely amazing. Just like the undergrounds in Moscow, they're like museums.
Mhm.
So, just to walk around them's amazing. It's like
Yeah.
going in a free museum to go on the tube.
Mhm.
Like people there don't really appreciate it sometimes, how beautiful it is and how well made it is. And what was it? You can see by the architect when you walk around how beautiful it is. And that tree was quite mind-blowing when I seen some of the pictures of how it has decimated the city, and that tree just sat there on its own was
Yeah.
like unbelievable to
This
see it.
photo survived the Stalingrad battle. That's
Yeah,
why it is preserved like a monument.
yeah,
Not far from it is this museum where Field Marshal Paulus
yeah. Went round that.
was surrendered. So we went there because it was quite near where Anthony stayed. And of course, number one point was Coventry Street in Volgograd.
Yeah. There's a Coventry Street right near my house, not far.
Yeah,
They,
and as we stayed at Port Saida Street,
yeah, just round the
which is
corner.
another twin city of Volgograd in Egypt. And Coventry Street is quite near and leads to a very beautiful embankment on the Volga River. So, and then, yes, November the 27th, when I actually met my parents, my relatives, but we had a nice walk in Volgograd.
Yeah, along the river, weren't it?
Yes, the embankment, and as Anthony's dream was to get the Cossacks' hat, papaha, but
Yeah,
at that moment he just saw the monument to Волжские казаки, мы их называем, Volga's Cossacks, and also Alexander Nevsky Cathedral in the center, not far from the railway station. And then I think it is the video. In the evening, we discovered the English-Irish pub, which is
Yeah.
situated on the Peace Street in Volgograd.
На здоровье.
На здоровье!
And of course, the English music was maybe not everywhere, but quite often we could hear Beatles or the Queen, various songs.
Yeah, different ones. Yeah.
May I ask you a question, Anthony? May I ask
Yeah.
you a question about this pub? So does it really look like an English pub or Irish?
Yeah, it's not a million miles away from being like an English pub with all the, with all the flags on the ceilings and that. They have pubs here like that in England. Yeah. Yeah, it was quite nice. It was nice in there. Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to recreate the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because we knew that it is Volgograd, but
Yeah. But it was, yeah, it did feel like being at home in there. Yeah.
And what about the beer, I wonder? What about the quality of beer?
Oh, the quality of beer and vodka is fantastic. Really good.
but he tried to taste Russian beer.
Yeah, I only drank
local.
Russian beers and local beers and that.
And he was disappointed if there was English beer or cider on the menu.
Yeah, and whiskies and everything else what I can get anyway in England.
And he said, where is sanctions? Where is actually sanctions?
Yeah, because it sold everything English and all, even Guinness from Ireland.
Everything was there, yeah. And look at Anthony. So it was his dream to get Ushanka. So the first picture is he's unhappy. He's without Ushanka. And then finally he got it. And in the bag, I think there were more Ushankas.
Yeah.
So, so look at him, how happy he is. It wasn't Papaha yet, but it was proper Russian Ushanka. After the frosts in Moscow, he's like
Oh, it was a
number one
godsend.
dream. By the way, the coat is from Coventry. Though it looks like Russian, but it is from one special shop in Coventry. Yeah, and then yes,
That's the ship.
Embankment, yeah.
Yeah, so this actual ship, the bomber was participated in the battle. It was sank. It spent decades on the bottom of the Volga River, but some business people from Volgograd gave money. When it was discovered, they gave money to take it like in England, it is to take her out of the water and to make a special memorial.
It's like it's like it being in a bottle, isn't it? A big glass cage.
Yeah. Now it is protected from all the weather in a special glass.
You can see all the holes in it where it's been shot at.
And it is actual embankment of the Volga River.
Yeah, it looks good. It looked beautiful.
Yeah. So they made it. I think Dmitry Medvedev came to open this memorial a couple of years ago. So this, and then, yes, of course, Anthony got to the Mamayev Hill.
I always weep when I am watching it. It's just, I can't look at it without emotions.
Yeah, yes, yeah, you're right.
It was quite foggy at the top and all, weren't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't really see. Yeah, through the fog we can see.
Yeah, that's all you could see.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the Mamayev hill visit, and it was November the 29th, which is a very special day. Actually, I planned to be in Volgograd for that day to mark the 80th anniversary of presenting King George the Sixth sword to Stalingrad. Yeah, yeah, I need to write it down. Sword to yeah, and but actually life made it better. Life sent Anthony to represent the United Kingdom at such an event. And we met with the Volgograd students there.
Yeah, they spoke really good English.
Yeah, and the sword, which was sent with Churchill, Winston Churchill,
Yeah,
given to Stalin in Tehran, I think,
Yes,
right?
the Grand Conference. Yeah.
yeah, he handed it over to him.
Yeah. So there were the times that, you know, our top leaders understood each other better, right?
Yes.
And actually, on this last picture in the cafe, it was Montgomery, General Montgomery. And at the beginning of this slideshow, there was the telegram from Coventry mayor to citizens of Stalingrad during the heaviest fightings in October 1942. So this is like the beginning of friendship between the two cities. And unfortunately, we met with the Volgograd students, and they're very busy today in Volgograd with lots of various events. But I hope we'll travel to Volgograd again in better weather.
Yeah, when it's warm.
Yeah. And then it's
Yes, and on the same day, yeah, we visited this memorial to children of Stalingrad. And later, after the meeting, we didn't plan it that way, but we managed to get to a special shop in Volgograd market with special Urupinsk wool. Yes, as Anthony had a special task to get the scarf for his daughter and her boyfriend, so we were choosing.
Different scarves.
Yeah.
All made in Russia and all.
Yeah,
Handmade.
yes.
beautiful.
Proper Volgograd wool. So
And we got this was made in Russia and all.
yeah, that is from the same shop, from Volgograd wool, the bear, Russian bear, which are walking on the streets. So yes,
Handmade.
yeah. And St. Andrew's Day we spent with our Volgograd friends who also visited UK several times. So this is another Russian bear, but it is, you can read Tort Praga.
Chocolate one.
Yes, and that is at the end of the day. Anthony isn't drunk. Actually,
No.
it's the massage, because this man is the
Victor.
doctor. He's Victor. He's retired now, but he's pediatric, children's doctor. So they have the special this armchair for massage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we spent the whole day at their house in the village, let's say.
Eating and drinking.
Yeah, and that village has the telephone box, British telephone box. So
Yes, it was, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, red
yeah,
telephone box.
yeah. And that was the last day. This is the shop. We had to be back to this special shop with Shapkos Ushankos. So Anthony bought the whole shop.
I brought everyone back, all my friends, a Ushanka hat.
Actually, 10 hats. We had 10 hats.
Mm.
Yeah, and boots. Anthony bought
Yeah, got some
proper
military.
Russian boots. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, we had the meeting with Natalia Alshuk at
Mhm.
the Volgograd Medical University. And this is the monument to all medics who fought during the conflicts.
Mm.
So not fought, but they, of course, they had their own service as medics. And it is in front of the university, medical university. There is the memorial dedicated to all war medics or military medics. And I think it is the last walk before moving.
May I ask you a question about, this, Oля, you know, this fountain with the children,
Yeah,
always show it. Have you been there?
yeah.
Yes, seen
Yeah,
that.
because it is in front of the railway station. One is we have thousands of pictures just
Mhm.
because, I think we'll make another video just because today is a very special day. And so we decided to make a special talk about Volgograd. But we need to make a collection, a film. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, because when they speak about the Stalingrad battle, they always show, it's really like very symbolic. These children, it's abandoned and,
Yeah.
just such a place. It's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Sad. Yeah.
Okay. So, and it was, one, as there are two monuments dedicated to this fountain. One is actual fountain in front of the railway station, and another is replicated near the Museum Panorama of Stalingrad Battle.
Yeah.
This ruined mill, German mill, which symbolically represents the fact that it was built by Germans and it was ruined by Germans. And so this fountain, the symbol of Stalingrad battle, is near that mill and near the Museum Panorama of Stalingrad battle there. So I think that, and
Olichka, I want everybody actually, when we had this regular meeting with you from Coventry, and I was working on we were talking a lot about the roots of the first like twin cities, and Coventry, and there is a whole history about that. And because of you, we studied all this. And I have collected a great number of photos. And, and I have actually, one of my granddaughters made a project about the history of twinning, based on all that we have learned from you, from friends from Volgograd, from Coventry. And I keep these, photos in I can't just get rid of them. I ask you about this fountain because when I look for something in my computer, I see these pictures, and I can't just get rid of them. I keep them.
Yeah, but it is actually, I will send you the link because last night, we recorded the video for one of today's event with Russian community here in Coventry about the history of twinning. We were asked to record it. It is in Russian language. It is now on YouTube. And because we are still, the whole year is dedicated to the 80th anniversary of the official twinning. Because I spoke to people, even to the officials in Coventry City Council, they said we will celebrate it because it is the 80th anniversary of citizen diplomacy. And because of twinning, the twinning belongs, it was started by citizens, not by city council. It started by citizens, and they can't get rid of that fact. They can't get rid of that heritage of Coventry. And you know, as even now you can communicate with proper 100% citizen of Coventry who is for twinning, for friendship, for cooperation, for peace, and who doesn't share this official position, and which Coventry City Council was forced by the Ukrainian community to declare this, and they paused it. Official position, we pause them, but not get rid of them, not stop it completely, 100%. We had such pause during the Afghan war, Afghan conflict, but then it came to know. Of course, now situation is totally different because citizens of Volgograd, they don't understand because for Volgograd it is very important. If you don't support Volgograd position, then you support Nazi, and Volgograd can't accept that. And it is a little bit tricky, but we still were doing, and what is more, as Volgograd Bond of Friendship Committee, they're still applying for presidential grant for supporting twinning movement. And we are celebrating the 80th anniversary of official first twinning this year for the whole year. So I'm very pleased that your granddaughter is connected with that, because she will be invited to one of these events. And
Thank you for telling all this.
yeah, don't get rid of the photos, you need them. Yeah, and
I do have them. I can't get rid of them. I don't know.
yes.
They are important. They are really important.
Yeah, and so this slide shows that after Volgograd, and we traveled back to Moscow the same day into Saint Petersburg, then Moscow, Belgrade, Munich, Birmingham, Coventry. So it was quite a journey, but this page is dedicated to Stalingrad Day, of course, Stalingrad Victory, as the previous weekend we were in Paris for Antony's birthday, and we visited the Stalingrad battle square there in Paris. I think Anthony actually made the video, and it is called Stalingrad Rotonda there. And as traditionally on this day we go to Volgograd Place in Coventry with flowers, and Soviet Memorial in London at the Imperial War Museums, but I did it yesterday, so like a tribute, because today was the day of conferences, but we keep the tradition alive. I think people are coming to Soviet Memorial, people who live in London, they come with flowers today.
I heard on TV that the flowers were put to the memorial in London. I think it happened already. I may be mistaken, but I think I heard about that.
Yeah, because they mark this, because there is a special, like, British Soviet Memorial Fund and Trust, and they do it every year. Yeah, so this is a little bit about like trip to, as you know, a week ago we also marked the 80th anniversary of liberation of Leningrad.
Oh yeah.
From Nazis, and I think this is the trip from Volgograd to Moscow.
Mhm.
And this is,
The weather had changed, hadn't it?
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
had, yeah, Ushanka.
Yeah, Ushanka.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm. Yeah, that's interesting. Great. Have you been, Anthony, and you in Moscow to this Russia forum? Have you been there or not? No.
The what? Russian Forum.
No, no, no.
Exhibition.
It's called the Russia Forum. Yeah.
No, Vadenka, no, we didn't manage. Unfortunately, it was like so just
You didn't have enough time
we
anyway.
were in, yeah, we were in the Kremlin, and
Mhm.
yeah, we were in the Kremlin.
I seen Mr. Putin's car.
Yeah,
Yeah, you saw Putin's car? Great.
yeah. I
He
think
picked me
that
up, man.
that
You
is.
waved to him? Did you
He
wave?
didn't I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
going to pick
yeah.
me
We
up.
have the video. So that is actually from Moscow, traveling from Moscow to Saint Petersburg by Sapsan.
Son. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is again -15 in Saint Petersburg,
Oh, so warm in the rooms.
-10. Yeah, and yeah, and here it is. Anthony actually is on the top of this snow mountain in Saint Petersburg.
Oh, yeah.
Other children, yeah.
With
You
all
can
the kids.
reach there.
Have you seen so much snow in Great Britain? And
Oh, not for years and years.
Mhm.
You only see little sprinkles of it.
Yeah,
It's very rare. We not really get a lot of snow.
yeah. But this year we have unusually, so much snow. I just, as I say, mountains of snow in Yaroslav.
Everywhere, yes.
Mountains.
Wow.
Yeah, really. Mhm.
No, it's rare. We just see little bits of snow.
Yeah. So I think it is top Russian food in Saint Petersburg. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
again, I think it was Irish pub again we found. And this, we didn't manage to get to Isakivsky Sabor, the Isakiev Cathedral, but we were allowed to go on top.
On the roof, yeah.
Yes, yeah, so it's such a beautiful day. Of course, it was freezing cold. And we
Yeah,
left
the river had frozen.
Anthony's Ushanka in Volgograd, but because we had the full suitcase of other Ushankas. And look at this picture, I will make it bigger, I think. I think. Look at his head. Finally, he found Papaha.
Yeah, at the market.
Yeah, yeah. So he got Papaha. Yeah.
Great. Your dream has come true.
Yeah. And just and look, listen to this.
Привет, Mr. Putin. Yes, it's Anthony from England. I've come over to see you. What's going on? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so Anthony is talking to Mr. Putin from Marivanna restaurant in Saint Petersburg. And because, when we in Russia meet and greet guests, dear guests, we place them into the warmest place in the house. And of course, we were given the table near the radiators. And look what happened to Anthony. So he actually, he went out.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was -10 or -15, but he went just in his t-shirt. He took out his jumper and he went out for fresh air because it was for me, it was okay, it was normal, but for him, it was too hot.
Too hot.
Yeah. So that is like we had a film «Приключения итальянцев в России», and that is The Adventure of Anthony in Russia.
In Russia.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I think this is another small. This is Marivanna, and this is one of the scarves we got in Volgograd from Russian wool, Volgograd wool, but with the red bus from London. That's why.
Mm.
And it was very useful, actually, in such temperatures in Saint Petersburg. Irish pub, I think, in Saint Petersburg.
Yeah, Papaha look good on you, Anthony.
Thank you. I left that one in the taxi.
In Coventry, in
Ah.
front of
Yeah.
his house.
Oh,
Okay, now, and didn't you manage to find it?
No,
We have to be
No.
back. We
I'll have to go
be
back now and buy another one.
Okay, my children actually lost so many things when we were in England, but we always found them, even
Oh.
mobile phones and cameras. Okay, bad
I
luck.
think the Indian, I think the
Bad
Indian
luck.
taxi driver, he'll be wearing it now, driving around.
Bad luck.
somebody liked your Papaha very much, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, they did. At least they'll appreciate it, won't
Yeah.
they?
As there were some cold days here in Coventry recently, so definitely such a hat was useful for someone.
What do you mean by cold days? How cold? How cold?
Oh, it was like -5, minus at night. At
Yeah.
night, yeah. During the day,
Mhm.
it was 1 degree around
Mhm.
0. Yeah. So it was. Like,
It's nothing actually.
yeah.
No, I know. -5 out.
Yeah. So that is way back to Moscow, I think, by Sapsan. So it was winter wonderland, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I was outside, yeah.
And the
Yeah, and that
sunset.
is, yes, some
Beautiful.
time in Moscow. Yeah.
Do you know how this fish is called? What kind of fish is it?
Goldfish.
Golden goldfish. Yes.
Lucky fish.
I think it's something like a sotr in Russian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe, I'm not sure, but
yeah.
like it.
Yes, so this is the story. And so now Anthony is happy to answer your questions.
Yeah. Anthony, what was the highlight of your visit to, let's say, to Volgograd?
Going to the museum and seeing that building where the all the bullet holes in it and all that.
Mhm.
And I was quite amazed that there's still gnats, like to see that there's like when I went in the museum at the start, they had pictures of the latest pictures of Nazis what are still around in the world, which is quite mad, really.
Yeah.
And when you see all the things what have gone on,
Yeah.
it's quite an eye opener. It's quite an amazing museum, actually, to walk around.
Panorama, Museum Panorama. And actually, recently, it was announced that it was on the second place in Russia, among all the museums in Russia, for number of visitors for last year. But I think because it was the year of the 80th anniversary of the Stalingrad Victory, that's why, because of the special jubilee, that's why people wanted to visit in Volgograd. You can't miss it. Museum Panorama. Yeah.
It's quite amazing when you go up there and you look around. It's like you're actually in the battlefield and you can see how close it was, close hand to hand fighting. It's it's really amazing building.
Yeah. The same question about Saint Petersburg. What was the highlight for you in Saint Petersburg?
Oh, going to the Winter Palace and having a look around there was incredible.
How much time did you spend there? Because in one day it's not possible to look around this hermitage.
Oh no, it's a huge building. It's absolutely beautiful, and also the connection between England and Russia is quite,
Mm.
you know, with the royals and the eggs and that Fabergé and the history of that between, you know, gifts
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
token gifts
Actual,
between.
this peacock
Yeah,
clock,
clock. Yeah.
Mm.
as it
Mhm.
is the present of Potemkin to Catherine the Great, and it was made in London. Just probably I knew this fact before, but only now I paid attention that actually it was made in London.
Yeah.
One of the wonders of the Hermitage.
Yeah.
So
true.
that's yeah, that's how one of the very strong connections, this craftsmanship.
Mhm. And as far as I remember, in the Hermitage, we can also visit the military gallery where the British artist Daub, by name actually, where his paintings of all military leaders in the
Mhm.
Patriotic War, 1812, are exhibited. Because Sasha wrote about, Nasha Sasha Karachevtseva wrote about this artist in her last project.
Mhm.
Poem.
But we were in the Kremlin in this armory.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Treasure, and there is the special also the special department dedicated to the presence of the British crown to the Russian
Mhm.
crown, and it is quite amazing as
Yeah,
well.
it is. Yeah.
We've got a present from our friend in the English old yard in Moscow. It's near the Kremlin, which is actually shows all the riches of the Kremlin, which comes from Great Britain. So it's dedicated to the anniversary of establishing relations between Great Britain, Britain then, yes, and Russia. A very beautiful book, both in English and in Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to this English yard? Have you been? No.
Mhm.
I mean, I ask Anthony and Julia.
Been where?
So the old English yard is located not far from Red Square, not far from the Kremlin, and it was something like the first headquarters of the English merchants, yes, who came to Russia. And actually those relationships in trade actually helped to establish a lot of personal relationships. Okay.
Right.
Да, Natalia knows the director of this museum, Alexander Sotkin, as far as I remember. Okay, and we visited this museum, and we had a tour around the museum and learned a lot of interesting things about the museum, and both Russia and Great Britain who established the friendly links and trade links so many centuries ago.
Yeah.
So next time when you come to Moscow, go to the museum.
Will do.
Yeah,
И на Заречье, теперь в Заречье он находится,
yeah,
то есть
yeah.
этот
But
район
just
называется
because
Заречье, но рядышком совсем с Красной площадью.
when we arrived to Moscow, it was actually great minuses in temperature. So we were just hiding, but because the Red Square, where you go, where you can hide in Red Square, it is GUM. And it was just because it was really freezing temperatures, but Anthony's dream to taste the black caviar realized there, because we saw this, I think it was Beluga
Yeah, it was
shop, and so he tried, because here we can find the red caviar, more or less good red caviar, but not the good black caviar. And then straight Frost helped us to find this black caviar experience for Anthony. But because he's an engineer, he inspected every detail in the underground.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Beautiful.
as we were watching lots of videos by foreigners in Moscow underground, and then he was doing it by himself, inspecting every detail. So,
Because I
probably
thought there was paintings and actual porcelain, like
Mhm.
mosaics put in.
That's it.
It's
Mhm.
absolutely incredible when you walk up to it, how beautiful they are.
Yeah,
But
and
from
in
a
St.
distance, it looks
Petersburg
like
as well,
painting.
as you can trace the whole history of the city in St. Petersburg, with
Mhm.
Peter the Great, different moments, different aspects of the city life. So it is amazing. Yes, it's really like being in the museum.
Mhm.
But
Yes, I will make a
because he
station.
was, yeah, he was also attracted by the technical aspect, how it was done in quality, in a very quality way.
Oh, yeah, it's quality. The whole section.
This
It's
is the
fantastic.
best. I mean, Moscow Underground is the best in the world.
Yes, without a doubt. And the most beautiful.
Yeah,
The most beautiful museum.
yeah,
It's
and you can
beautiful.
charge your phone there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Good Wi-Fi, everything there.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
It's unbelievable.
even in such temperatures, everything
Yeah.
worked. and-
Even the shopping centres are underground.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And the
Now,
crazy traffic.
now, did you explore only old station, or did you go to any new stations?
No,
No,
only the
Yes.
old.
Because the new
No, just
stations, you see, I'm really surprised when I come to the new stations. Okay, now they also look very, very beautiful. They
Yeah,
are
I've seen a video of them.
mhm.
They're
So
amazing.
all kind of decorations, a lot of marble. For example, I like the Dostoevsky station very, very much, where
Yeah.
everything is made in marble, the walls, I mean, and we can see the characters of Dostoevsky's novels made in black marble, for example, but the background is green. So very beautiful stations. So next time, just to compare old stations and new ones, because they are more spacious, even lighter they seem to be. Okay, so they're also very beautiful. So it's surprising how they are able to make such beautiful places under the ground. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Have you been to any cathedrals in Moscow or in Saint Petersburg? Working cathedrals, I mean, you know, where the services take place.
Yeah, we were at the Cathedral of Christ the Savior in Moscow.
Mhm.
Yeah, and of course we were in the cathedrals in the Kremlin, but they are like the museums.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
museums. Yeah.
Yes, and we didn't manage to get into this the Isaakivsky, the Isaac Cathedral in Saint Petersburg, but we were in Kazan Cathedral, where
Got
Kutuzov
a
is buried, and actually I think
got that
yes,
from
so yeah, it is Saint Anthony
Mm.
icon. Anthony got from Saint Petersburg and from
Mhm.
one of the cathedrals, small cathedrals there. And actually, but his target was Fabergé. We were at Fabergé
Oh
Museum.
yeah, I've got a what's the name? A Fabergé cross.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh. Mhm.
Yes.
great.
And I also know the difference now between the real Fabergé, which is in St. Petersburg, and the one in Europe is inspired by Fabergé. They use the word inspired, but they call it Fabergé, and it's not
Mhm.
Fabergé.
As
It's a copy.
yeah, we will
Mhm.
explain the difference in the Museum of Fabergé in St. Petersburg. And yeah, it is also one of the best experiences in Russia as one of the best craftsmanship which belongs to Russia.
Yeah.
Saint Petersburg is so beautiful. I do remember.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do remember from my childhood when my mother and I traveled there, because my mother's cousin survived through the siege of Leningrad.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember I will begin to cry now. Sorry. Anyway, so in 1946, when the war was already over, just like a year passed, this cousin of my mother came to Yaroslavl, and she probably stayed with us for 2 or 3 months. And I remember that she was always hungry. Just we had breakfast, and after breakfast, she immediately wanted to eat something else, because they really starved in during the siege of Leningrad.
Yeah.
She lived, I do remember very well, she lived near the Yaroslavl railway station, where the trains go to Moscow and to Yaroslavl, to our city, very close, just like across the road from the railway station. And she came from a very wealthy family, and I do understand now why she survived. She talked about that. She had a lot of jewelry, some golden, just chains or golden brooches or rings. And, there were people, of course, actually recently, last week and this week, we saw a film about the siege of Leningrad, how some nasty people, they somehow probably they just, I don't know how they got these special cards in order to get a piece of bread, which was 125 grams. But, they somehow tried to, they got this piece of bread, and they brought to all the people, and they tried to get from them. Money was nothing at that time, but jewelry was important. And some people, really bad people, I mean, but they helped to survive many of those who had this jewelry to exchange on a piece of bread. It's impossible to imagine 125 grams. It's so small. It's such
Wow.
a piece of bread,
Mm.
and it lasted, almost 900 days. That's terrible.
Yes, as actually I also learned quite recently that my mom's grandmother, so my grandmother, died on January the 29th, 1943, like 3 days before Stalingrad Victory, and from hunger, because she gave all her rations, all her bread, to her grandchildren. And she was 53 years old. She was actually younger than I am now. And that is our family history. But for some years, it wasn't allowed to talk about that. Now, of course, now it is allowed, and we know more, but that how it is, that how it was.
Yeah, the latest information, 800,000 people in Leningrad died from starvation.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus more than 200,000 people. I mean, they fought. Like soldiers and other people. But
Yes, over a million. Yes, over a million died in because of Stalingrad or Leningrad blockade. Yes, and of course in Stalingrad we have total loss from all armies involved, all people involved, 2,100,000. We were told during these last figures, and 1,100,000 Soviet citizens.
And on the first day, they killed 40,000 people, didn't they?
Yeah,
the bombing.
yeah. And first bombing of Stalingrad, 40,000 civilians died just in one day, and half of the day perished in one day. Anyway, I think our meeting is dedicated to their memory, and this is our small effort for peace, understanding. And so I'm pleased to share with you that we are doing this twinning project again. So I think next meeting will be dedicated to International Women's Day, because actually the first exchange of messages was among women of Coventry and Stalingrad, and actually women of Coventry initiated this first contact even before the Stalingrad battle, when the Great Patriotic War started, and will mark that. And of course, the women were supported by men. Men took all this initiative to official level, and that's why we have the mess now, but we'll sort it all out. Yes. We'll talk to our men and said, look, we need it. We need actions, proper actions for peace. And yes. So hope to see you in a month's time. All, yes, all in good health.
Yeah.
Always smiles, and meeting and greeting springtime. And yes, we all are in different places. But yes, it's nice to be among friends. And I'm glad you met a new friend today.
Yeah, it's great to
Pleasure.
you and me on Zoom.
Yeah, actually, it is a miracle. I was surprised that actually people are actively supporting peace and friendship here in Coventry. That's how it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Olga, thank you very much for inviting us, and say
Oh.
hello to all our friends in Coventry.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And again, как с победой, да, Happy Stalingrad Victory Day. Мы называем это радость со слезами на глазах. Of course, it is the day with tears in our eyes, but and the battle is not over yet, we all know, but still it's about us as well. It's about meeting with friends and sharing the same attitude with the friends. It's nice to have the same mind, similar-minded people. Да? Приятно встречаться с единомышленниками. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.